I'm joined today here on Primetime Local News by Raquel Mudrick. She's a local author. Very excited to have you here in studio.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to be talking about some of the books you have out, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity to maybe tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, how you got into writing.
Yeah, for sure. So I started writing in a little binder when I was maybe 13. I used to dream up stories and I just kind of write them down. And I was always inspired by Stephen King, so I thought I would be a horror novelist, but I was terrible. It's harder than it looks to write like something that's going to scare the writer or the viewer and the audience. So yeah, this book actually I've started over and over again. I probably have written the beginning 20 times. I've never actually gotten past the first chapter until March actually is when I started writing it.
And so you're talking about your most recent
yes, my novel here.
Talk to us a little more about it.
Okay, so it's called Stars of Aurelia, A New Beginning. It's the first installment of a trilogy. So it starts off kind of in space after Earth. It's kind of more sci-fi in the beginning, but then it moves into fantasy later on. So it starts off in space after Earth has been destroyed, and they've lived there for 2 generations, but they're running out of resources. They need to find somewhere to land and repopulate, recolonize. So they land on this planet, and everything seems good. They can breathe, they can harvest, and make the elements work for them. So everything's good, but there's also a little bit of drama mixed in. One of the scouts, like the soldiers, gets injured immediately.
Okay.
So
it's not all smooth sailing.
It's not all, but yeah, they do find a way to work things out, and then they find tools that lead to there was a civilization there or before them or even now when they're there. So they do find little clues that lead to there's something going on, and I think it's about chapter 3 you kind of get an idea of where the story's headed. And
okay.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
There's highs and lows.
You were also saying that this is something that 16 and up is kind of like the age range.
Yeah, there's gore, there's some sexual scenes. I don't go like hardcore, it's not erotica, but there's definitely elements that I wouldn't say a young teenager or a child should be reading.
Now you also have another book that you wrote, a little different kind of genre, I guess. Tell us a little bit about that one.
It's an ode to parenting. It's a poem. It's very short. I actually suffered really bad postpartum depression. So I couldn't sleep one night. My toddler was all up in my space. I had a sliver of my mattress to sleep on. And I was really struggling with the whole thing. I was on antidepressants at the time, so my moods were just elevated and crazy. But then my toddler sighed in his sleep, and it was the most beautiful sound ever, and I got emotional, and I had to write down these words that I just was feeling in the moment. And it's a very emotional little poem. Everyone who's read it has said that they've cried or gotten tears in their eyes, and they get in their feels. So it makes a perfect baby gift.
That's super sweet.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover too. Love the work on the front.
Thank you.
There.
Yeah, my illustrator did great.
And you were saying too that your husband kind of gave you that push to get
He
into
did,
this,
yeah. When I wrote it, it was just for me. And I have actually a whole plethora of poems in my phone that I've never shared with anyone. I wrote one the other night when I couldn't sleep. Usually I write when I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually don't share them, but something in me was like, I should share this with him. Maybe he's feeling the same, because I don't think there's any parent that hasn't gone at least a little frustrated in their life. So I shared it with him, and he was like, that's really beautiful, you should publish it. And I sat on it for a little bit, but then a couple months later I had published it, and it was in the height of COVID, so I didn't really do anything with it. It just kind of sat around. It's sold more online, so it is international.
You said it was doing well in Europe, hey?
Yeah, I've sold the most copies in Europe, which is crazy. I've barely sold any in Canada, but Europe's
got to
got
get
my
those
back.
Lloydminster numbers up. Talk to me a little bit though about what it's like to be up-and-coming author here in Lloydminster. You have some signings coming up here locally as well, so hopefully the community can
it's exciting, and sorry for talking.
Yeah, no, all good. Take the lead here.
It is exciting. Everyone's been really supportive. Every time I post online, I get more people just saying like, great job. And Kohl's in the Mall has offered to take my books in. They'll be there later today, so that'll be great. And everyone's just been really good. I'm excited to be part of this community and have them be supportive for me.
And you're continuing your journey along as well, because this is only the first installment of 3, so it's going to be exciting, hopefully, for people to kind of follow along of what you continue to write.
Yeah, I have started the second one. It should be released end of February. I think the 27th I have the date. It's a totally different book from this one because I'm going through 2 different timelines, so it's nice to delve into that kind of timeline and go into a separate storyline from that. It's nice, yeah.
That's awesome. So
it's exciting.
You have a signing that's going to be coming up. You have one here in Lloyd, one in Vermilion. You don't have the date for the one in the library in Vermilion, but can you tell us when you're going to be here at the Lloyd Mall?
Yeah, October 21st from noon to 4. I will be there just signing books or just talking about it. And I think I might even do a reading. I got to talk to Carolyn about that.
Okay.
But it is exciting. And the one in Vermilion should be early November.
And how can people keep tabs on you, or you get a copy of the book? Obviously, head down to Kohl's and that'll be available, but maybe if someone's farther out there, can they get it online? Yeah,
it's on Amazon, and I also have an author page on Facebook. You just type in Raquel Mudrick, author, and I'll come up. And I'm on Goodreads, so if you find me on there, I have an author dashboard. You can talk to me and ask me any questions. I have a giveaway going on through my Facebook page, and then one for American residents on the Goodreads one. So I have a lot going on there. But yeah, buy from Amazon if you can, because I didn't get very many copies.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in. It was great to meet you, and hopefully a lot of people, I know there are a lot of our viewers are big readers, so hopefully they can come and support a local author. So thanks for talking with us today.
Thank you for having me.